Good morning from London. This is where I finished off my last stream, which is the Old Bailey Criminal Courts in London. And I'm going to take you for a morning walk. It's 6:21 and it's a very overcast day. The sun's trying to peer through the clouds, so hopefully it will warm up. We'll start off at the Old Bailey, which is where I ended up last time. And I'm going to take you a walk through London. We're going to end up Trafalgar Square. All right, yes, I did walk Trafalgar Square to the Old Bailey last time. But I'm going to take you a totally different route this time. It's going to include Chinatown as well. So let's start walking. The Old Bailey was built in 1902. It actually lies just within the city walls of London. It's actually nice. It's nice and chilly this morning. First time I felt cold in a long time. We've been having temperatures of about 33 degrees C here in the UK. It's about 92 Fahrenheit, I think. And they're just too hot for me. Fortunately, the last couple of days, it's not been so humid as it has been. It's more of a dry heat. It's already busy here. I'm going to take you up round towards Smithfields. Smithfields is a market. Smithfields is a market that's it's for poultry and livestock. We'll talk a bit more about that when I get there. On my right is what is St Bart's Hospital. As you can see, very nice buildings. Oh, I hate this ads. Good morning, Daisy. Nice of you to pop in. Yes, it's a lot cooler today. It's nice. It's actually nice to be out and feel chilly instead of hot and sweaty. A bit windy this morning as well. It's adding to the cooling effect. But it looks like the clouds are moving and hopefully they should clear soon and warm me up. We're still in the centre of London. I'm taking you around an area which is called Smithfield Market. What's the weather been like up in the Midlands, Daisy? Has it been hot? Like it has been down here down in the south here, it's been stifling. But this in the middle here is called the Rotunda, Smithfields Rotunda. And there's a park in the centre which was built especially for the workers of Smithfield Market to go and somewhere to rest. The round rotunda bit, which you see curving round down and going down there, leads down to a car park nowadays, but originally it led down to railway tunnels and sidings which were built down there especially for the Smithfield Market. The Smithfield Market is one of the rarer markets in the middle of London that is still operating in the centre of London. Unlike Covent Garden, which we saw, which was moved because of the traffic problems, this one has remained here for a while. It's always been a centre for trading livestock since way back in 1174. It was just a field then, and they used to bring the livestock, and it's on the outskirts of the city of London, which was encompassed by a wall, so it's just on the outside of the wall. Today it's a thriving business. As you can see, there's vans everywhere. This is where all the livestock, which is obviously already. Good morning, Normandy. Thank you for following. Oh, and you're my 130th follower. Thank you. Smithfield used to be fields and livestock until the 1800s when they built these markets. And here you've got the east and west central markets. Well, today, I can't go in there, they won't let me go in the film, but inside they all your joints of beef and everything like that are traded in there by the traders, and then they all go out to the local stores or restaurants in London. Quite an ornate market, and as you can tell by the sounds and the noises going on, it's still very much in use today. Yes, Daisy, the heat is unbearable. Because I don't have to work anymore, I don't need to go. I don't have to go and travel to work or anything like that, and I've just been locking myself indoors with the heat and not emerging until the evening when it's cooler. As you can see, this place is a hive of activity, keeping very busy around here. So the east and west markets were built in 1868. The next market we come to is the poultry market, which you can see is heavily under renovation. As you can see, more modern style added on here in 1960s. The reason why it was done in the 1960s is because in 1958 the original poultry market that was here was actually burnt down in a terrible fire. And the fire spread down into the tunnels below, and it raged for 3 days. Yes, it is quite big, this market. Smithfields is one of the bigger markets in London. You can even buy the meat if you so desire. The red brick building you see in front of me, that is the fish market. And the actual red building itself is a cold store. Obviously to keep fresh fish you need ice, and that's what that building was mainly done for. see there's a lot of work going on around here. The building over in the background, that is the General Market. That was built in 1888, and at the moment it's being presently converted. It's going to be the London Museum. Quite what it'll be in there, I don't know, but that's what it is. I'm going to continue to walk now. Where we are is just outside the original city, but it is now recognised as being the City of London, this area. A lot of offices, a lot of new buildings. The reason why there's so many new buildings in this area, because during World War II it was heavily bombed and a lot of the original buildings were lost. Hi Sid, how are you doing, Sydney? Nice of you to pop in. Yes, I'm live. Sydney, for those who don't know, is a fellow streamer in Michigan in the United States. I love his content. It's different, it's unique to Sydney, and I love it. So if you want to go and be entertained, follow Sydney, because I believe he's a great streamer, but his own unique quality, which is what you need to stream. So go and follow him. Captain Sam, hello, welcome in. Surprised to see you here. As you can see, a lot of construction work going on here in the centre. As is typical of London, there's old buildings amongst new buildings, and all the original churches from the 15th, 16th century are still in place and hidden by buildings. I'm going to take you down this way, down to a road called Farringdon Street. Farringdon Street originally was a river. It was called the River Fleet. And if you remember from a previous stream, I walked down Fleet Street. Well, Fleet Street was also part of that river. The river still exists, but it's way underground now. Zorgin, thank you for the follow. Very kind of you. As I say, coming down to Farringdon Street, this originally was a river many moons ago, in a valley either side. Either side of it was hills, grass at the time, before these buildings were here in London, expanded west. And to cross the valley over the River Fleet, they needed to build a bridge. But the bridge never came about, and the road eventually was developed above the River Fleet, and it was designed for markets. Markets were held here, being a market area. And then they decided to build the bridge, and the result is what is called Holborn Viaduct. The Holborn Viaduct was built in 1869 and still stands today. And it's a rare feature to see tall buildings everywhere, and this roadway cut right the way through it on an arch. Now, either side of the bridge, you see the ornate buildings. They are actually staircases. There's four, there's one on each corner to allow you to go up. And I'm going to take one of them now. I've got to cross the road to do it. As you can see, it's a very ornate bridge. It's cast iron girder bridge. Well looked after. This here is the entrance to the stairway. Now, this was heavily bombed, I say, during World War II, and this has been reconstructed and reopened for the public use. Now I'm going to take you upstairs, so we're going to go up that way. They do provide a lift in the centre now for people to use if they don't want to walk up, but I prefer to walk. This is Origin. I will show you some London views. You're probably not the views you'll be expecting. I've done quite a few of the touristy views, like Buckingham Palace, Tower Bridge. I've done all them. But if you stick with the streams, I will show you plenty of views of London from a different perspective. What I do is I like walking, so I just bring you along on my walk into London. So as you can see, this is the bridge, Hatton Viaduct. We're now on top of it. As you can see in the four corners, the ornate buildings, which were primarily designed as staircases, but over the time office space above has been opened up. And the view here is unbelievable because it shows the old mixed in with the new. It just goes to show how badly bombed this area was. Got the odd old building, but most of it is new. It's the view from the top of the bridge, looking north. And the view looking south, which is looking down towards the River Thames, is that way. Opposite there, tall spire you see there, that is the City Temple. It's actually the second temple there. It again was heavily bombed in the war, and they rebuilt it in 1958, and that's the result. It's a non-conformist church. I don't know what stone that's made from. It could be Portland stone. It looks more like a sandstone to me, the colour of it. But then that could be just because of pollution over time. Right, we'll carry on walking. Oh, you're in Texas, Origin. That's nice. I don't know if you like what I'm going to say next, but I actually follow a football team based in Texas. Not the Houston Oilers, or whatever they're called now. It's Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately. I've been following them since 1984, when they first started broadcasting football, American football here in the UK. And that was the first team I watched, and it's the team I picked. It wasn't for no particular reason. That church is St Andrews, and as you can see by the date around the clock, it's built in 1752. This is what I was saying about London, how the modern gets built in around what it was as the old buildings. Carry on. I'm going to take you to a place now. Terminatrix, good morning, welcome on in. Elderson, hello. Oh, you was a Redskins fan? Yeah, Commanders or something now they're called, aren't they? All right. And again, all the modern buildings amongst old buildings. And here. I'm going to take you to a road called Hatton Garden now. Most of you probably know what Hatton Garden is, or have heard of it, or you've seen a film about it, about a diamond heist here. Well, this is the centre of London where diamonds, jewellery, gold is traded, and this road is literally lined with all the diamond traders of London. Obviously it's going to be closed this time of the morning. There's Origin. The weather here in the UK has been up in the 90s over the last 3-4 days. This morning's nice. There's a nice cool breeze. There's cloud cover. As you can see, the skies are starting to turn blue, so it's going to warm up again today, but not as hot apparently, which I'm welcome to. And it's not been so humid either. It's been a dry heat, so it's not as unbearable as it was a few weeks ago when we had the humidity with the heat. Yeah, staying hydrated. That's true. I've been drinking 2 litres of water a day. I've got at home I've got a beer stein which I bought in Germany a few years back, and it holds a litre, and I've been having 2 of them a day, just literally drinking them. Yeah, staying hydrated is important. It's not just important for health reasons, it's important for your skin and everything, your well-being. Again, lined with modern buildings and all the old style buildings as well. You see by the names on the premises and that, they're all geared towards jewellery and diamonds. Yeah, water in a stein, it is a good way of doing it. My son actually bought me a stein from Walt Disney in America. And I actually use it. I don't know if you're supposed to, it's a collector's item, but I actually use it. It's one of those ceramic ones that have got a nice top to them, nice a zinc top to them. It's quite nice. I'm just cutting through this way because I'm going to take you back down to the road I just come from. I want to show you an old building down there. Hatton Garden was named after Sir Christopher Hatton, and Sir Christopher Hatton was a personal friend of Queen Elizabeth I. He laid the area out wanting it to be gentrified, but it never came about, and eventually it became a thriving trading industry in the 19th century. The building on my right is called Furnival's Inn. Now, normally you associate the word inn with public houses, places where they sell beer and that. But in this instance, inns, there's 4 of them in London. The inns are places where barristers, judges, lawyers, attorneys reside, congregate, meet, got meeting rooms and everything. And there was 4 of them in London, and this is one of them. This is called it's got to go, Furnival's Inn. And it was founded by William de Furnivall in 1383. And several buildings were built here in the time. This one was presently built in 1818 and was extended over the time.
6:45.
There's a weird structure here in the middle. It looks like a chimney or a funnel. It's actually an air vent to a deep underground shelter. It's marked on maps, but there's nothing saying what the deep underground shelter is. Could be one of many things, because this area was heavily bombed during the war, or was targeted during the war. A lot of underground tunnels were used for people to go and shelter in. Maybe it's an old vent from that, don't know. This road is called Holborn. It's an extension from Holborn Viaduct. This building here, this Furnival's in across the road, to give you a better view of it. It's a huge red brick building. So whereas a lot of buildings are made out of stone and carved, this is made out of tiny red bricks. Must have taken yonks to build. Today it's mainly used as apartments for barristers and lawyers, because the law courts aren't far from here. If you remember, I showed you them in a previous stream.
And then slowly started to...
You find lots of little alleyways like this in London, especially in the centre. That's the Dyer's buildings down there. Again, a lot of it was mainly for chambers and apartments and that for barristers and lawyers at the time. Furnival's in itself used to house barristers that used to do the writs for the king at the time. I say now it's more just apartments than anything in there. I'm going to have to cross the road yet again. I want to show you an old building. Yes, Daisy, a lot of the underground stations in central London were used for shelters. They never started off that way. In fact, the government wouldn't allow people to use them as shelters in the war. But people, being people, couldn't see the sense in it, and I agree with them one-heartedly. So they all started to use it. All they do was buy a train fare, buy a ticket, and go down on the platforms and sleep on the platforms. So in the end, the government had to relent, and they actually started to allow people onto the platforms. And it's quite an interesting history. Right, the building opposite is Staples Inn. Staples Inn is very old. Dates from 1585. And as you can see by its undulating nature, it's entirely made of wood, frame, and what we call daub and wattle, which is a plaster of horsehair material that's stuck in between the wooden frames. Originally it was an institution for the trading of wool. And again, it was badly damaged in 1944 during World War II. And was faithfully restored to what you see now. It must be one of the oldest buildings in London. The Great Fire of London, as many of you probably are aware of, never reached this far out. Because it was more or less contained within the city walls itself. But that's a nice building, that. Right, I've got to cross the road again. That's an entrance to the underground, which station itself is down below us, which is probably, as I said about that vent, that's probably what that vent was for, because it was used as an underground shelter. Yeah, the underground shelters, people will go down there to shelter from the bombing, but trains would still run, except for during the night. And then they'd have the occasional train run, which would be laden with food and refreshments, which would be taken along to each station platform where people were sleeping or retiring and that, sheltering from the air raid, and they were being fed. So it's quite a clever operation in the end. It was hard to believe that the government didn't want people doing that originally. An old pub over there. Very old date on it. Called the City of York. Dates from 1430. That's old. Older than me. As you can tell by the noise that's going on in the background, London's starting to wake up. And people are starting to get ready to go to work. Don't get so many people coming into London these days. Since COVID, working from home has become more preference, and a lot of businesses have moved out from London and gone more outskirtish, localised areas rather than being centralised in London. Chancery Lane. Some old buildings down there, and if you look in the distance you've got modern tall skyscrapers towering above. I don't want to take you down that one because I want to go down another one further along. When many of these old buildings were originally built, they were just buildings full of offices. But as it's progressed into the modern 20th, 21st century, a lot of the bottom gets overtaken by retail, which is what you see, which is quite common in cities these days. So originally, primarily this area was where it had all these inns, not related to the beer sort of inns, was where all the lawyers and barristers were set, and this was more or less the legal part of London. I'm going to take you down a side road. Hopefully signal will stay. And I'll walk down towards another one of these inns. And this area I'm showing is all parts of London which tourists overlook. They all head towards all the touristy places. Oh my. I've just been raided by Era. Thank you very much for the raid, Era. I can't believe it. Welcome on in, Raiders. Oh, I'm just sorry, I was shocked. I am really shocked. Good morning, welcome all in, Raiders. Welcome all in. Welcome in, Era. Era is a fantastic streamer I've been following now for must be over 2 years. She travels the world. She's presently in her 60th country for her last day, and she will be flying out to another country. I'm not sure if it's going to be another new country. Hey, Era. Welcome on in. You've shocked me. Totally shocked me. Thank you so much for the raid. That's very, very kind of you. I was not expecting that at all. I'm presently walking London. I don't quite know how to introduce myself, because being part of Era's community, being part of her family, it's such an honour to be raided by her. And as most of you know who I am, it just seems strange. I don't know how to explain what I'm doing, but I'm in London at the moment. I'm in the centre of London, areas where tourists don't normally go. Morning, Andy. Captain Sam, Healy. Oh dear. Era. I'm just shocked, sorry. I am really shocked. This beautiful building here on my left, that is very prominent is Lincoln Inns. Now, I was explaining earlier on, inns is not inns as in public houses, places where you buy beer. But in this part of London there was 4 inns. I showed a Staple Inn just earlier on, and a Furnival's Inn earlier as well. They are places where barristers, judges, attorneys of law all reside, and there are offices in there, there's meeting rooms in there, there's resting places, and it's where all their business is done in there. So it's nice. Gods DJ, thank you for following, it's very kind of you. Era, if you're still watching, I hope you had a good stream. I know you couldn't do what you wanted to do. I know you wanted to go to the top of that building. I will watch your VOD when I get back home later on. And I hope you have a pleasant journey today to your next destination. I don't know if it's a new country or it's one you've been to before, but wherever it is, I'm sure your stream will be fantastic, as always. I'm still tongue-tied. Being raided by Era. That's yeah. Lincoln Inns, they are private residences, which normally you can walk around in there, but it's shut off at times of the day, and only residents can get in there. And they have this marvellous gatehouse here. There they go in. Hello, Rob. Morning, Rob. Yeah. You really don't know how much a shock it is. 7 o'clock here in London. Working on Jaguar, thank you for coming into my chat. From India, lovely. Era, is this other country you're going to, is it a new country or is it one you've been to before? I know you don't want to reveal where you're going, but because if it's a new country, it'll be your 61st country. Wow. Now my walk this morning was, I started at the Old Bailey where I finished off on my last stream, and I'm walking to Trafalgar Square. Now it may sound like I'm doing the same walk as I did on that stream, but it's not. It's I'm going a different way around, and I'm going to encompass Chinatown as well. And go that way back towards Trafalgar Square. A new one here, fantastic. Oh, fantastic. That leaves the options open as to where you're going. There's several places around where you are, where you haven't been. Looking forward to it. There's some nice buildings around here. I'm just still open-mouthed. It's like I'm just a streamer. I just only recently started streaming, and to have someone like Era raid me, it feels like you've made it, sort of thing. Someone that you followed and admire so much to raid you. Oh, just thank you and thank you. This is Lincoln Fields Square, one of the many nice parks here in London. I actually didn't think this would be open. I'll take a walk through it. Let's have a go. It started off cool here. Well, it started off really cool. Talking about down 12 degrees C. Cool breeze blowing, and it was overcast. But since the clouds have started to move, the temperatures started to lift. They don't forecast such high temperatures today, thankfully. Because I have to admit, the heat is killing me. I don't like it. Although we've been fortunate, yesterday wasn't too bad. It wasn't as humid as it has been. Yes, found the badges. I didn't know they existed until I saw people subscribing to my team. Yeah, and you, Sydney, subscribing to my team, my stream. And there's this first appearing. Like, what's that? And I realised that people get first for being the first subscribers to streams. Nice. And it's nice to have you guys on board. That's okay, Era. I know you've got a flight to make, so you don't want to miss that. It's just nice to have you on board. It's lovely, lovely. I feel blessed, I really do. Now, London's full of all these parks. A lot of them are owned by the residents that surround the parks, and in the wealthier parts of London, they are actually locked off and are private, and only the residents are allowed in them. But this one is open to the public. I thought it was shut off, but it does appear to be open. Oh, good morning, Bear. Welcome into my stream. It feels strange having these people that I know are streamers themselves, that I've watched many a time, and that they're here in my stream. It's nice. It's nice. Bearing and the Garden. He streams from his own garden. He grows all these amazing plants and flowers and stuff. And it's just a nice relaxing stream to have on and watch. From some downtime, he put his stream on and it's fantastic. He also is a mod for other great streamers. Right. Now all this area I'm walking is actually quite close to Leicester Square, Trafalgar Square. I'm just walking about 2 or 3 blocks away from that area. But it's areas tourists very rarely go. Tourists like to stick to tourist trails. It's always just to wander off the tourist trails and have a look around. I will see these other sites that are going on. Aha, got to cross up there. This is Kingsway. Kingsway is quite a busy road. George Orwell, thank you for the follow. George Orwell. Nice name. Well, the next building I want to show you was built in 1968. It's called the Space Building, or Space House, sorry. And there it is. It's a circular building. It's office space. Originally, it was leased out to the Civil Aviation Authority here in the UK. They had it as their offices for a long time. Made entirely of precast concrete segments. That's about as much as I know about it. Bear will probably know more about it than I do because he mods for Ashley, who's Architecture TV in Canada, who's an architect. Her channels are good. Unfortunately, I can't always catch her channels because of the time zone differences. After the Civil Aviation Authority moved out of this building, local government took it over, and then the Department of Rail and Road, they had offices in there. It's now known as 1 Kemble. There's me saying it's not warm here, it's certainly warming up. I'm starting to sweat. Interesting building, the way it's built, the arches around the base, the column supports, it's interesting. Right. I'm going to head up this way, go for a walk. A lot of residential places here on the left. A lot of these were built pre-Second World War, after Second World War. Solid buildings made of brick. And not a lot of the modern stuff you get nowadays, which is all prefabricated. It's not Salt, thank you for the follow, it's very kind of you. Good morning. Mama Swig, good morning or good evening as it is in your case. You caught me live, you have. Ah. Mama Swig, you never guess who raided me as well. Ah, took me back. Mama Swig chat is a very close, I'd like to say friend, because I've known her for quite a while. I think it stems back from Cooma Monster when I did a stream snipe on Cooma Monster. I think that's where the friendship started, and we just keep in touch with one another. Very lovely person. Mama Swig. Oh. Thank you, Mama Swig. That is very kind of you. Thank you for subscribing. Oh. Every subscription I get, it astounds me. Right, the building that's on my right, I will show you from across the road. Well, Carnes, thank you for following. It's very kind of you. This is the building I'm going to show you. Now, if anyone's into a TV series called Spooks, they will recognise this building. It was what the headquarters of MI5 was used. This is what they used, this building. In actual fact, it is the Freemasons' Hall. It's the HQ of many Masons and lodges, and it's where they all hold their meeting places and that. Very interesting. It's built 1933. The date at the top you see is 1717, that's because there's two buildings prior to this on the top. And as you can see, it's very ornate because obviously being a Masonic lodge, it's going to be very well built by stonemasons. Oh, that's nice, Mama Swig. You've got one of the first badges. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Good morning, Amaretto Pirates. I will get it right. You've been in here before, I think. Thank you for returning. Right, I've got to get my bearings because there's so many roads coming off this area here. Typical British pub on the corner, Marlborough Head. This road is the famous Drury Lane. It leads to the theatre landing down the bottom there. I have shown you some theatres before, and I will show you some more theatres on this way. Now, hopefully I'm going the right way. I am totally lost. Now, I think I'm going the right way. Yep. Aha, yep, I'm going the right way. Yes, enjoy your breakfast, Bear. Thank you for coming along. And, I do actually enjoy my streams because all I'm doing is doing what I normally do, walking. just Pineapple Plate, thank you for following, very kind of you. I'm just doing what I normally do, walking in the mornings, and just bringing you people along to my community. I suppose that's what I can call you guys now, my community. Along for walks. Walks in London seem to be very popular. A lot of people have been following me and coming along and enjoying it. I'm thankful to all the people that watch my VODs. Since I started, my VODs have doubled in numbers for each VOD I've made. So, thanks for that. Oh, blimey, got a hype train. How did I get a hype train? Blimey. I saw I had a hype train in my last stream, and it didn't get an alert for it, which was sad. But well, XJX, we're becoming a giant community. I like that. that is good. Yeah, we're becoming a giant community. I never referred to myself as giant before, but it's only because of being in Earystream that I've started allowing people to refer me as giant, because in Earystream there's a couple of Rays, and that may be in one of them. And so I think she started calling me giant just to distinguish between the two, and it stuck, and I like it. I love it. It's a perfect fit. The road I've brought you down is called Bow Street. Anyone familiar with the Monopoly board of London? Bow Street is one of the, I think, orange coloured cards. But Bow Street is more synonymous with Bow Street Runners. The Bow Street Runners were the first police force in London. And that's where that comes. Now, if I move to the left, this impressive building here is what was Bow Street Magistrates Court. This part here on the left of it, and on the right of it, if you look above the, let's move down a bit. Above the door there, it was also a police station, it's Bow Street Police Station. This building was built in 1881 for the sole purpose of being a magistrates' court and police station, and it remained like that until up till 91, I think. And then it was left redundant, empty for a long period. And in 2006, an American hotel chain called Nomad took it over and converted it to a hotel. As a sister hotel in New York City, and you can stay in there, and you can even stay in a cell, converted cell. It even looks like a converted cell. I have stayed in this hotel a long time ago. Now that's on this side of the road. I will cross over to show you the building behind me. Let's cross over. On this side of the road, this local building here is the Royal Opera House. Its roots go back to 1732. It had a couple of fires in succession in 1808 and 1856. And this building was built in 1858, but all that's left of this building is just this facade. The rear of the building, the opera house and everything, has redeveloped in the 1990s to what it is today. This is on the corner of Covent Garden, which I visited not long ago. a nice day to take a walk back this way, the way we came. Back onto Line. It's read your message, Mama. Sweet. Yeah, everyone thinks of me a giant now in the Twitch community. I don't think anyone ever refers to me as Ray. I like it, it's stuck. And as you know, I am a giant. I'm 6'3" in height. Even at my elderly age, I'm still 6'3" in height. These modern looking buildings here, again, because it was bombed in the war, this was remained a bomb site for quite a while, and then it was overtaken by, for a better word, apartments were built in there. So this is the back, around the north side of Covent Garden, which I took you through my last stream, if I remember correctly. On the corner here is Covent Garden Underground Station, again with the famous red or oxblood tiles. Kept in much the same vein as it was when it was originally built. It's just a shaft basically down to the tube station below. Access is by lifts, and it's regulated during busy periods because it's such a tight station. Now when this was built, these were built as just a single story building, and the above was left empty for the sole purpose of allowing people to buy the air rights to build above it. And that above it is a more modern building, but some of the others you go to, there are older buildings above. But originally that would never have been there, it would have just been a low single story building. This is quite a picturesque street to walk down actually, in Acre. If you just take your glide... Alex, thank you for following, very kind of you. If you just, I can't pronounce it, F-A-K. Thank you for following. If you just take a look above the line of all the commercial buildings that are on the ground level, the buildings above it are just fantastic. Some of the things you see. Here you see the old buildings above, and then you come here and then you've got some Art Deco. These buildings were built in the late 1920s. A very, very typical Art Deco style. The one here with the curved windows on the ends, typically Art Deco with the styling. Down further, some of the buildings above, modern and old, all mixed together is nice. I'm going to take you up Mercer Street. Ooh. Now in the distance you can see a column, and that column is part of a sundial. It's called Seven Dials. And Seven Dials, oh, excuse me, has been there since the 1700s. It was primarily built as a central point for gentry, and it has 6 roads. It was meant to have 6 roads leading towards it, and on top there are 6 sundials, and the column itself is the 7th. The column was removed in the late 1700s because it became a central point of some bad business, and so they removed it. But the column that's there now was restored in 1989 to bring back the 7 dials that was originally there in the first place. This is what I like about walking down the old back streets of London. Some of these old warehouse buildings. This one here, the blue base, brick upper. You can see how, and the crane at the top, how at entry points with a platform that swung out so they could load things, take things up and load them up. Employee number 1, thank you for the follow, very kind of you. There's some very old buildings here, lovely. Hatton, thank you for the follow, very kind of you. Right. So this is 7 dials. And if you look at the top, there are sundials around the top of the column. There's 6 of them. This was meant to be 6 roads leading into the centre, but as it turned out, it ended up being 7 roads leading in. Lovely area to walk, a lot of niche cafes and stuff to think. Right in the corner here is a famous theatre, the Cambridge Theatre. Very nice. Yes, I am in the United Kingdom. I'm actually in London, the capital of England. I presently walk around London. I like doing it as part of my morning routine of getting out and walking about. And I've just taken upstream in to show people what it's like. I like walking London in the mornings because it's quiet. It's not overrun with people. And it's proving quite popular because a lot of people have been watching them live, and also watching on my VODs. I can't believe my last VOD, it's got nearly 900 viewers in one VOD. That's just unbelievable. What I do is I walk around London. I just don't walk the tourist spots. I walk off the tourist spots, because I find you find a lot more interest if you walk away from the tourist spots. Sturgy Poo, welcome on in. Nice to see you. How are you? Oh, well. Hi, Hatton. Thank you very much for your Prime subscription. That's very, very kind of you. Oh. That is... You know, I started out this stream and never expected to get any subscribers. Certainly not to get all the followers I've got. Just wanted to share what I do. Fantastic theatre over there. Wow. 10 subscribers. I am honoured. Thank you very much. Pixie7, thank you for coming on in. It's very kind of you. Thank you, Daisy. Yeah, it's say tourists, they come and they want to see Buckingham Palace, Houses of Parliament, Trafalgar Square. But if they just wander a couple of streets away from that, they see all these other sites. Now, the Palace Theatre opened in 1891. Originally it was a place for ballet to be performed. It was converted into a music variety hall, as a lot of places in London were. And today it's now a place where a lot of plays are held, and in this case it's the Harry Potter play. Dodgy Poo, I didn't get an alert, but thank you for the subscription, it's very kind of you. Oh, wow. I'm just so grateful for all the followers and all the subscription I'm getting, it's just unreal. I'm going along this road because I'm going to take you into Chinatown. It will be closed, all the premises and that have been closed in there, but I just want to take a walk through it just to show you what it's like in the quiet moments without the crowds. Local firehouse. This is entering Chinatown from the north. I did show you the entrance from the south when I walked past Leicester Square the other day. So this is taking me. Alex Wex, thank you for the follow, very kind of you. Hello Jet Pinky. Oh. Excuse me. Oh. The Chinatown is actually quite new. It came about in the 1970s. As you can see, a lot of white vans. The white vans would have been the ones that have gone to, like the Smithfields market I showed you earlier on, that have gone there to pick up their meat supplies and everything for all these restaurants and that are along here in Chinatown. So what you're seeing here is setting up and giving supplies and everything ready for the day ahead. Prior to this coming here in the 1970s, Chinatown was at a Limehouse at the east end of London, where the London docks were originally. And a lot of the Chinese boats that used to come in, the Chinese sailors would settle there and a community would build up. But because the docks died in the late 50s, early 60s, the community moved itself and they came to this area here and set up. Yeah, take care, Andy. I'll catch you again soon. If you like Chinese food, this is the place to come. You'll find Eugene Still, thank you for the follow, that's very kind of you. Any other Chinese cuisine that you like, you'll find it here somewhere. So in memory of a dear friend, an English Twitch streamer who passed away 2 years ago today. Oh, how sad. Nice of you to remember him though, Sturgey. It's very good of you to remember him. Game day 2049. Thank you for following. I tell you what, you'll be so thankful you haven't got aroma vision, because the smells down here are horrendous. It's a mixture of Chinese food and garbage. And it's awful smell. Oh. That was Chinatown. I'm now in Wardour Street. This leads me back down towards Trafalgar Square, where I'm going to finish my stream today. So a lot of nice buildings around here. It's quite difficult to find out the history of a lot of these buildings. A lot of them were mainly townhouses or offices, depending on where they're located. Fargo Payne, thank you for following, very kind of you. That to the left is Leicester Square, where I took you last week. Carry on down here. Thank you for the 1,500 bits. Very, very kind of you. This is really cool. Thank you. That's kind of you too, saying it's really cool. Well, I'm making goals galore here. Well, thank you everyone. Thank you for. I don't come out here to perform or anything. I'm just being myself, just chatting with you. Just responding to chat and just showing you what I do to keep fit, basically. Because I retired 2.5 years ago, and I just discovered a thing called Twitch. Never even heard of it before, didn't know what it was. And even now, a lot of my friends and relatives don't know what it is. They've never heard of it. And I cottoned onto the streaming world and started following some big streamers and enjoying what I was seeing. And one of the streamers I stream tonight, who's Sturgey Poo, and now he's Kuma Monster, he said to me, "Do you stream?" And it never really occurred to me, and it sort of planted a little, I don't know, bug in my brain to tell me to look into streaming. And I thought, well, I can have a look at this. It sounds good, and I started looking into it, but I didn't go anywhere with it. And then I went to TwitchCon. On back in May, and met up with a lot of streamers there, and I just got the bug for it, and I just started streaming just over a month ago, and I like it. Thank you, Pineapple Plates, very kind of you. Anthro 124, thank you for following. Yeah, if any of you ever get the chance to visit London, come and see London. But don't just stick to the tourist routes. Just wander off a couple of streets and walk around and have a look. You'll see some amazing sights around. One of the biggest things I like discovering are the churches that are hidden up in amongst the buildings.
Come in. There you go.
Because, as you know, London is a big metropolitan area. London itself is only the small city area of London. All the outskirts like Westminster and all that are all added on over the centuries, and they were all originally little small villages, want for a better word, at their own little churches and that. So as London expanded and swallowed those villages, the churches remained but got buried in amongst all the buildings. Coming out to a very touristy area of London now. We've got a National Portrait Gallery there on the left. Smartin's at the field. Smartin's in the field, sorry, church. Just beyond that. Brilliant 62, thank you for the follow, very kind of you. The building here to my right. Sort of give away with the flags. That's Canada House, which is the High Commission of Canada. That's basically a Canadian embassy, for a better word. And this here, as you all know, is Trafalgar Square with the London Eye peering above the rooftops in the background. I didn't realise you streamed Sturgey. I'll have to follow you. That's interesting. I do watch some gamers, but not many of them. I've never really been into games much. It's I'm a bit too old for that sort of thing. I did do gaming. I started out with a Commodore 64, and I did have an Xbox 3. I used to play Battlefield, but that's about as far as it got. Nelson's Column, Trafalgar Square, fountains which are off either side, and the lions around the bottom. Let's go down here. TK, hello, welcome. Nice to see you in my stream. That's oh, thank you. Well, let me get the breath, and I think that is the completion of my walk. I will turn you around now to the part that is the worst part of the stream, where you get to see my ugly mug. Oh, I'd like to thank everyone for following my stream. I'd like to thank to you all those that are subscribed to my stream. That has just blown my mind. It's just nice. TK, thank you for following. That is an honour. Thank you very much. I don't know what time I started. It's now 7:46 here in London. There's still a bit of cloud around. It's warmed up quite a bit. I'm actually sweating now. I've come to the end of the stream. I do short streams. I intend to do more as I get more and more confident with it, because I'm not used to talking to people and such. Much too young to be retired, sir. Thank you very much, Sturgey. I'm 63 years old. I took early retirement. The retirement thing was that I could have carried on working. I could have easily carried on doing that job because I loved the job. But I just thought, what's the point of staying on till I'm government retirement age of 67? When I could retire at 60, and that's what I did. I retired at 60. Took early retirement. I could afford to do it, and it's the best thing I've ever done. And I'm now presently a 63-year-old streamer who's just feels like a teenager again. Caro Rapelli, thank you for follow Caro Rapelli. He is a streamer that I am aware of. Please do. Sturgy Poo, follow Sturgy Poo as well. Apparently he's a streamer. Didn't know. I'm going to follow Sturgy himself. KJ, you're 37. Well, the thing is, with retiring early, as long as you're saving in some sort of pension fund and you've got some way of building up, and you can know you're going to have enough money for when you retire, and you can retire early. That's what I did. I was fortunate to be able to be in a position to do that. So yeah. Right then, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. I will be doing another stream probably next week. I've got a busy week ahead of me. Probably Monday next week I'll do another stream, and I will start from here and I will walk through some of the royal parks, St James's Park, Green Park, Hyde Park. So if you're interested in that side of London, I will be doing that. But as for that, thank you everyone for following, thank you everyone for subscribing, very, very kind of you. I am now going to say goodbye. I don't know if anyone's on, I can stream, can raid. Let's have a look. Who's on? I can raid. Let's have a look. No, I can't find anyone, so I won't raid you this time, but I'm trying to get used to this raiding bit. I did manage to raid Hero in my last stream, which was an honour to do. But I'll have to find that. I've got to get used to the layout of my keyboard. So thank you everyone, thank you for being here. It's